Hello, and welcome to the very first video of 2021. I'm going to be doing quite a few videos over the next day or couple of days because the weekend gave me some unexpected challenges with my family and I am behind. The videos are going to be as follows. A welcome to the new Lace on Race Cafe. I am so excited. It is my new home. And I am so excited and galvanized to be able to share a cup of tea with you on my kitchen table. This is going to be amazing. I am also going to talk about encouragement. A lot of you are a little trepidatious about moving over to the Lace on Race Cafe. Guess what? I was too. But here we are, and it's beautiful and it's intuitive because my staff and leadership team, wow, they knew what they were doing. They took all my ideas in my noggin, said, you go over there, eat a Chips Ahoy, we got this. And they did. It is amazing. So one of the videos is indeed going to be about addressing some fears and concerns about migration to the website, what's that's going to mean for the Facebook page itself, and how we are all going to be able to be together in the various dining rooms and at our magnum opus, chef's table. We're also going to do an ask. In fact, I'm just going to knock that out right now. The ask is our very first for 2021. I let it go for a little bit because I had some things going on, but also because we had done a year-end appeal and I didn't want to go and shake you down for money 2 days before the start of the new year and then turn around on Friday or Saturday and shake you down for money yet again. But it's important that I shake you down for money. The year-end appeal allowed us to recover some, not all, but some of the deficit that we had weathered over the last 3 months as we became more labor intensive and as there was still more to do. The next 12 months is still important. And part of my own praxis is to do what I find uncomfortable, which is why sometimes it seems I make light of the money asks, but I don't. I do not make light of them at all. The more I see what's going on outside, the more I see how other people are prosecuting their own racial justice praxis, the more I see that we still have a long way to go, the more convinced I am that this is necessary and needed, and the way to do it is by shaking you down for money. So there you go. We are so excited about what's going to happen in 2021. This is the first week we are going to start season 1, episode 1 of The Good Place. Look for a video for that too, along with some written commentary and some resources so that you can dive into The Good Place, but also have some additional perspective. We're going to be looking at the Terry Real series, and we're also going back to The Good Place on Chef's Table, taking a super deep dive into what's called contractual ethics, which forms the basis of my applied relational ethics. So everyone is going to know exactly how the sausage is made. We're going to be going deeper in these groups, and that means more labor intensive from our leadership team, each of whom have at least 2 groups that they are currently moderating or co-moderating, either with each other or with me. And we are going to make it so that we become the premier space for racial justice praxis, relational ethics on the internet and beyond. One of the things we're going to start doing is what we called at first Ask Me Anything, where either in a Zoom or with written commentary, you can ask me anything and I'll answer. We're going to do the same with our leadership team and our staff. Why? Because we want you to know what we know. None of this is a state secret. We want you to have the same stuff in our noggin and the same stuff inside so that you can go and take it outside with aplomb and with graciousness and with savvy. And we want all of that for you. As always, we're going to be looking at some topical things. Particularly, we're going to be reviving Lace on Faith and Lace on the Race. I am convinced, particularly with the article that I dropped today about white working and middle class and poor voters in Kentucky, that we cannot just wait until the next major electoral cycle. There's always something going on at the local, regional, state, and national levels, and we need to be willing and able and feel that we have the agency to be able to affect those things in our own communities as well. On a serious note, we're going to be taking more and more of a look at medical disparities. I was very aware medical disparities have always been on my radar, both on a personal level, some of the things that I have endured at the hands of the medical establishment, and now also not just for other people as well, but frankly, now that my mother is in a nursing home with COVID, it is hitting home, and it is now not just front burner. It is the big burner, the flame burner that you put your walk on. We need to really start looking at these things. Medical disparities are at the heart of white supremacy and racism, because when we think about medical disparities, we're also thinking about who is worth it, who is not worth it, who is worth throwing monumental amounts of resources on, and who has to wait or not get anything at all. Under the new administration, our president-elect has talked a lot about how he is going to switch up healthcare to make it more equitable for all. We need to be able to be savvy, hold his feet to the fire, know the policies and legislation, know what hasn't worked, know what has worked, all with an eye to the North Star. Medical equity means good things for Black and brown people. And like most things that benefit Black and brown people, it's going to benefit white people too. So, talking about this, becoming learned and savvy in our local, regional, and state levels, being able to put what we know here about being able to advance our positions well so that we'll be listened to, both in terms of one-on-one and small group dyads when you're talking to your friends and your neighbors and your coworkers, as also outside. Being able to go to a city council meeting when they're talking about defunding county mental health. Being able to write a cogent letter to your legislator when he's considering defunding. Taking a hard look at the medical care that you yourself have and determining that everybody should have the same level of care that you do. One of the great things about groups is that we can go and take these conversations into different cohort groups. The medical professionals group, the helping professionals group, baby boomers, millennials, Black and Indigenous people of color, Latinx folks, LGBT, all of whom have a stake in the healthcare system, and we want to do it all. Right now, I want to say thank you to those of you who, without even an ask, without my mug asking you for money, already stepped up. It is a great start to the new year, and it is very encouraging and galvanizing. We are right now at approximately 1/4 of what we need for our budget, which is $12,000 a month. So we're at a little bit over 3,000. That's terrific. We need to keep going. We need to keep going so that these contributors that I am finding all over the place need to be able to have their voice here, and they need to be paid fast and well and equitably, and we do that. One of the greatest prides for me for Lace on Race is that we pay, and we pay fairly, and we pay quick. As a freelance writer myself, I know what it feels like to go and give your best. Tons of hours, research, writing, rewriting, editing, only to wait 6 months or a year, or never. That's happened to me. To find that your payment will be slow or even non-existent. That's not how we roll. When I say that I want to become the gold standard in the racial justice arena, that means on every single axis. Having Lace on Race as my only vocation now means that you get to see a lot more of this mug, but I also get to put my fingers in other pies to the extent that you will allow me to. People ask what my greatest joy is these days, and I gotta tell you, it's either opening up my laptop or scrolling on my phone in all the places. Some of the places I'm not going to tell you, you would be appalled. But this is who I am and what I do. And for every single person that allows me to continue walking with you and serving with you and giving you stuff that's going to galvanize you and challenge you and hopefully make you laugh sometimes and sometimes even really piss you off. I want it. I want it all. The Lace on Race Cafe is our magnum opus. It's our gift to you, but not only to you. It is all in service to the North Star. It is all in service. Do you see the orange? Do you see the orange over there? Made sure you saw it. It's all in service to the orange tree. And as we finish the 5 tenets, lean in, plant roots, grow up and in so you can grow out, as we rediscover Terry Real and his colleagues, as we talk about topical issues that hit our different cohorts differently, we are going to be doing more in 2021 than we ever have. And let me tell you, I am here for it all. I got my lipstick that's made for me. I've got wigs, and everyone can do the Where's Waldo. I haven't seen that wig in a while. All in service to the North Star. One of the things I have been incredibly encouraged by, and during this really tough few days with my family, it has been a source of nurture and succor and peace for me, is seeing, literally, I took my phone and I just scrolled through all the groups and read everyone introducing themselves, sticking their necks out with real pictures and real names. We are doing this differently. And it's because of you. So, those of you who are sustainers or sustainers in training and potential chef's table people, we are going to be playing around with the names, but you know what I'm talking about. If you have not yet fulfilled your sustainer or sustainer in training commitment, I invite you to do so. If you are paying a la carte, I also invite you to do so. And if you are one of the 9,800 people who have yet to financially engage with this space, in all seriousness, I ask you to. This is worth sticking around, and it's worth your putting skin in the game. And it does not matter your ethnicity or how you identify racially. Another thing that we do differently here at Lace on Race is that we ask very overtly and explicitly for financial engagement regardless. We know that in other racial justice spaces that white people form the bulk of financial engagement. We are working actively for that to change, not just for this space, but we also need to be funding our own candidates. We also need to be funding our own writers and commentators. We need to be funding our own makers and content providers, both in online spaces and outside in the real world, and we need to be practiced at it. We need to be able to say to each other, regardless of what white people do, we got you. We got this. One of the great things of being here is that it's allowed me to find worthy individuals that are doing amazing work that fly completely under the radar, amazing organizations that fly completely under the radar. And we're going to be bringing those to you in our community partner section, which we will never put down. Community partners is something that we will always, always do because we are part not only of the Lason race community, but part of the larger community as well. And we are utterly, utterly committed as well to the Lason Race Mental and Emotional Health Fund. Black women need succor and nurture and to be seen and to be held every day, not just when there's a headline. And lastly, I want to remind all of you gently but persistently and seriously. We get our most financial engagement when something exciting is on the news or when there's a controversy here at Lason Race, like Jim and Kate and the Christian Left from 2020. We're going to ask that you challenge yourself on that. The work of racial justice is not just the whoosh parts. It's the day-to-day slog. It's the day-to-day walking. Thank you in advance for all that you have done, are doing, and will do in the month of January 2021 and beyond. I always say I love you at the end of these things, and I sometimes wonder, I say to myself, I wonder if they get tired of me saying that. And then I say, well, it's true, so I have to say it. Wow, I do. I love y'all. No matter how faltering or halting the steps, even as I exhort you to become less intermittent, even as I activate you and sometimes piss you off, oh yeah, I love you. And I love this space and I want it to be around for the long haul, which is why I shake off my discomfort, remember my praxis, my North Star, to lessen and mitigate the harm endured by Black and brown people, perpetuated by white people and supremacy, and now my Western Star I'm pointing out to the west near the orange tree. To make my focus in order to do my North Star, the continued health, viability, and sustainability of this space. I cannot, we cannot do it without you. I am sincerely hoping that we will have a very strong push at the front of this month because that is when financial engagements usually happen, the first 10 days. So we have about a week to be able to make a strong showing in January so that we can start this year strong with confidence and knowing that we're going to be around to do everything that's in my noggin and to honor the work of my staff and my leadership team who have done yeoman work on your behalf and on behalf of their both individual and collective North Stars. Thank you for walking with us in this way. Thank you for making this a place that I love to be and want to keep doing it. I'm greedy. I'm greedy. I want to do this for the rest of my natural life. And I need you to help me do that. I do love you, and I'm not ashamed to say it. So I'm going to say it. I love you. Keep walking.